All right, so we have a lovely question here about power stations. I'll be honest with you folks, power station questions, they seem to be fairly straightforward, but we've got to go for it. I'm not going to do any detailed explanation here. We're just going to look at it. The moderator seems to be coming up a lot in our questions as ever. Have a go at the question and hopefully you'll get the same answer as myself. Okay, as I say, I'm not really going to go through much. The answer here is D, okay? Because as I hope you are aware, the idea behind moderation is to allow our reactions to happen. Now, the reason we need to have a moderator is that when we do our fission reactions, we're going to release lots of neutrons. Now, those neutrons are going to go on and create further reactions. However, if they have too much energy, then the reactions will not be what we want. They will have too much energy, they will split up the nuclei into something that we don't want. Okay, so we need to decrease our energy, and that's what the moderator does. I suppose a better way of looking at this might be to look at the other statements, just sort of have a think about them for a bit. Increasing the proportion of uranium-235 in the fuel source. Our moderator is to do with reducing the energy involved in the reaction, so that's not going to quite relate here. Got our transfers internal energy from the reactor to turbines, that's our heat exchange. Okay, and then allows operators to regulate the rate of power production. This is really to do with our control rods. So I suppose here, whilst I'm trying to think of potential pitfalls, I think this is a fairly straightforward question for anybody, and it's a nice one to finish on. I think where students might get a bit confused is the combination of moderators and control rods, and that is important, okay? So our moderator slows down the neutrons, our control rod absorbs them, and that is two slightly different ideas. The absorption of the neutrons is by the control rods. That's to essentially prevent too many reactions happen, and hence regulate the rate of power production. The moderator, however, decreases the energy of the neutrons so that they're traveling at an appropriate speed to allow our reactions to happen, and that's why the answer here is D.